Have you felt like you are stuck in an endless loop? You are studying for hours and hours and hours, but your score is barely improving. Are you stuck on a score of 100 or 150, 125? Can you relate? That was me in NEET PG. A score of 147 correct. And I could never cross it right from March, April, May, June till August, where I got a rank of 8819 in NEET PG. It felt like the more I was trying, the further away my goal was. But one moment, not exactly a moment, one realization, it changed everything in the preparation. So let me tell you, that moment, that realization, that flipped all my preparation on its head and gave me the best rank I could possibly get in this life. After my NEET PG result, I remember sitting at this very place, staring at the screen at my rank and wondering what I did wrong. I thought to myself, यार second year से तो पढ़ रहा है यार मैं. Even in internship I gave like 8 to 10 hours per day. I was going in the library at around 10 o'clock in the morning. I did not even time pass during my tea breaks. Even during lunch, me and my friends used to sit down and discuss about the topics and MCQs and stuff like that. I did not even take a break for one day. I did not even go home. कहाँ गलती कर दी यार मैंने? My preparation was good. My course was done. My notes were good. Where exactly did I fall short? You know what the problem was? I was doing it all wrong. I was drowning in information, my books full of unread annotated things, so much information trying to put in this tiny little brain in such a little time. My notes were a complete mess and my mock tests, let's just say they were a little disturbing for me at that time. I was stuck in an endless cycle of reading, getting the same score, reading higher, getting the same score, trying hard again, getting the same score, and I needed to break out of it. My life is not like a movie, okay? There was no mentor who made me sit down and made me realize that what I am going to tell you next. I had to figure it out over the course of a month, judging every single day of my life, every single thing I prepared, going through every single book that I've read, and then it finally clicked me. You don't need to study for 10 hours a day. You don't need to read that much quantity of a material. You don't need to go through that gruesome efforts. If it comes to competitive exams, study like it's a competitive exam. Stop studying for the sake of studying. Start studying for the sake of giving exams. That really hit me hard. I was more used to giving vivas, more used to going through competitive exams where a full understanding, full in-depth understanding of the subject and remembering every single fact was needed. And I was lost in all those things, so I couldn't realize what really mattered in all of this. What truly mattered was understanding the exam itself. Of course, every single person, including the top rankers of 5,000, 10,000 rank, do the same thing. Reading through all those lectures, making their own notes, going through all the short resources, DVT, TND, reading through all of these and remembering all of them, giving mock tests, solving all the previous year question papers, learning all the previous year topics. So why does one score a rank of 411 and other score a rank of 8819? What's the difference between these two people? The difference is that one is living in the past and other is studying for the future. Don't just focus on being busy. Focus for the next exam. I know it is sounding ridiculous at this point, but just hear me out, okay? During the 3 months of preparation, I completely overhauled my strategy. I trimmed down my notes to complete bare essentials, which included my main notes, my DVT, and the flashcards that I prepared throughout. I completely ignored the strong subjects, that is physio for me, Sarpo, psychiatry, things like that. ENT ophtha included in the strong subjects, and I only focused on the weak subjects for those 2 months. Most of all, I learned to trust the process and I did not chase all those random books that were on my table. Next, I started going through all the previous year question papers, and this is the important point that no one mentions, no one that I've seen videos of mentions. Okay? I hate to give it off for free, but listen. You don't need to learn all the information. You need to be able to predict the future questions. I'll give you an example that I've given a million times to all those students who have asked me this. For example, there was a question that has been asked in anesthesia multiple times. It's a question about LMA, that is laryngeal mask airway. There's a first generation, second generation, third generation, and now there's fourth generation going on. So far the question in INICET have been focused on asking the examples. So I sat down and thought, yeah, if I was an examiner from INICET, from AIMS, what would I ask the people next? Okay, I've already asked the examples of it, so all of them using the resources, using the PYQs are going to remember this. I truly need to figure out the genius among them. I truly need to figure out the talented, and that person is going to go one step ahead. And I thought, the next step क्या हो सकती है? And then while reading through all those explanations of the questions, I saw there's something called ALMA and ILMA, that is ambulatory LMA and intubatory LMA. So rather than, of course, I did remember all the PYQs, all the information that has been asked in the previous years. Plus, I remembered this extra point. And that is what was asked in the exam this year. That realization, that in itself is the main thing that boosted my score. So what you need to do is try and predict the next question they are going to ask in the exam. It may be a little bit difficult for NEET PG, where there's a broad amount of topic that is being asked, like tens of thousands of topics. But for INICET, they try and tend to stick to a specific topic and they go in depth of that. So this realization, this thing that I need to predict the questions of the future, that made all the difference. Of course, even I am not God, or I am not a genius who can predict all 200. But even if you predict those 20% questions, you'll have that lead that needs to get, that you need to get into the top 500 rank. That's it. Of course, along with that, you need to tackle your self-doubt. So you need to give a lot of mock tests. Now, give mock tests not as a way to test how much score you get, but as a way to figure out your mistakes. There's a dialogue in Zootopia, I guess this was a song sung by Shakira, which says, I'll keep on making those new mistakes. I'll keep on making them every day. So you need to try and make new mistakes in every single mock test. You need to make sure that you are not making those old mistakes over and over again. क्यों बोर होना यार तुम्हें? मस्त है कि नई mistakes ढूंढो. For that you need to note down whatever silly mistake that you have done in all those previous question papers, and then go ahead and start making new ones. Of course, please don't make those mistakes in INICET exam, and I'm getting too excited because that's another important thing that you need to remember. Study from your mistakes. Every wrong answer is an opportunity to improve. It is not failure. It is just a stepping stone to a better rank. Looking back, this is the piece of advice that I want to give you. Study to master the exam. This completely changed my approach for INICET. Of course, it wasn't easy to unlearn the old habits, but it was definitely worth it. I stopped measuring my success by the hours that I was studying, and I put my efforts into figuring out what next can be asked in the exam. All throughout my tips that I will be making a vlog of very soon, you will notice that I keep a little bit of time at night where I shut down everything and I just focus on the previous year questions that have been asked and try to predict the next question that can be asked. So that's it. It's not about how much you study. It is about how you study. And you can turn the things around just like that. Hey, if you had a turning point or if you are searching for one, let's talk about it. If you are watching this video is a calling for you. If you are stuck at a particular score, this is the way to get over it. Okay? Take the action right after finishing this video. I don't want even 5 seconds of delay. Comment what you are going to do after this video and go for it. This is my accountability towards you, that I'm going to make more such videos that will actually be helpful and realistic, and they're going to help you boost your rank. See ya until the next one. Bye bye.